Well, they are brewing up inclusivity, a safe place for women, making this right here, Brave Noise at St. Archer. And this morning, we have Rob and Kenzie joining us to talk about this important collaboration. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
Morning.
Hello. So we want to start with you, Kenzie. Let's talk about Brave Noise. This is about a lot more than a good beer. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it sure is. So Brave Noise is advocating for a safe and discrimination-free beer industry. As we all know, beer brings people together, and this collaboration is bringing people together for good and for change. It's an action step for breweries to commit to being transparent with their policies and to the long-term work to end and prevent harassment and discrimination in beer.
Yeah, and many people may have heard about this, or maybe they haven't, but the beer industry was kind of shook this past year. It started with that Instagram post asking if any woman has, dealt with any kind of sexism in the beer industry or mistreatment, and then it took off from there with quite a few comments, of people posting their experiences. So how did the beer industry respond to this?
Yeah, I think it's been really painful for a lot of people, but we've also been proud and hopeful of a lot of the change and action steps that we've seen coming out of it. And we're really hopeful for the lasting impact that some of these steps will have on long-term change and accountability and people thinking really deeply about these issues in beer. And we're proud to be a part of this. And Brave Noise was kind of born out of that as an advocacy platform and advocating for change and for safety for women and people of color across our industry. And so breweries that are collaboration are called to publicly display their code of conduct, to commit to doing training and equipping staff to speak up, having conversations about behavior that's acceptable and what's not, and creating harassment reporting structures and tapping into third-party hotlines so that staff feel safe to report and speak up, and providing resources for folks across the board. We've been able to use this as an opportunity at St. Archer for our entire team to step in and to listen to each other, treat each other with humanity, and lean into hard conversations and training so that we can foster a culture that not just surface level, but is deeply rooted and embedded in respect and safety and inclusion for everyone.
I think that's huge because, I noticed a lot of breweries really bringing this out of the darkness. A lot of them said they want to make changes so that this doesn't happen, so no one feels like they're in this, dangerous environment. Nobody wants that. So, you did notice a lot of breweries really stepping up to say, what can we really do? Let's look inside. So this beer is part of that effort. I want to bring you in the conversation, Rob. Let's talk about Brave Noise. This isn't like a beer you can just have on the shelves just easy, right? You have to be a part of that collaboration. Tell us the effort it went into making this.
Sure. Yeah. No, this was a really exciting once this came down the pipeline for us. And to get the Brave Noise recipe was actually a master brew sheet that was sent out to all the participating breweries. So you can't just get your hands on the original recipe. So once we signed up, we got the original recipe, and it was up to the breweries if they wanted to do any tinkering, kind of make it their own. And for us, once I looked at the recipe, I thought it was amazing as is, so I didn't really want to change too much with it. But for getting your hands on it, it's going to be, you're going to have to get it just from the participating breweries, depending how they have it available. But we only have ours available draft only at both of our locations. But what went into it, and once we started talking about doing it, it was one of the easiest decisions we could have made. Once the idea was on the computer, we looked at it, boom, we're going to do it right away.
And let's talk about it. What type of beer is it? What's it going to taste like? I'm going to pop this can open. I know it's a big one, but hey, we're going to celebrate with you guys taking these extra steps.
Yeah,
so yeah,
sure.
What are we drinking here?
So we brewed it. It's a hazy pale ale, and what our beer really comes out with is you get the nice soft mouthfeel you normally get with a hazy IPA, and then you get the light body, light crisp bitterness that you get from a pale ale. You mix the best of both worlds, and from the original recipe was the use of Mosaic and Sauber hops, which are really big, vibrant, really unique hops. So we used about a 50-50 usage on that in the dry hop.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to get a lot of your huge citrus aromatics of tangerine, melon, peach, pine, a little bit of coconut on the back end.
Oh,
That's
I
what you
like that.
smell right away out of the glass.
That's what it is. I was like, this is a unique scent. But cheers, you guys. Let's have a little toast. So we appreciate you guys doing what you're doing.
And I will wrap up that all of the proceeds of this beer, our beer that we're brewing at St. Archer, we chose a nonprofit Safe Bar Network.
Okay.
They provide training to help equip and empower bars and breweries to create safe and respectful environments.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and before we go, I do want to point out that
and at our Miramar tasting room.
very nice. You can get it there at St. Archer. Beautiful. There are a couple other breweries, I believe 4 other ones that will have this Brave Noise collaboration. But you guys have it now ready to go. So we want people to obviously, support a good cause like this. We appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.